Post on our Fox 56 Facebook community event group page.
This is a Fox 56 News breaking weather alert with your Weather Authority Chief Meteorologist Mike Susko.
Good evening, everyone. We're returning back to tornado coverage. A tornado warning was issued for Wayne County. It's not appearing here, but I can tell you there was a tornado warning that has been issued here. So this is where the rotation is. So we're going to take a look here at the rotation right now by the National Weather Service here as we take a look at the rotation. It is in central Wayne County. So hopefully at some point the box actually pops up here. But right now it is. It doesn't look like it is here. But we do have the tornado warning in effect. Right now, this is where the rotation is in central Wayne County. It is heading towards Abramsville. So if you're in Abramsville, you want to be watching this. It is coming your way here. And then as we zoom in, you can see where this center of rotation really is coming across the area. So again, Niagara there in Wayne County, you need to be taking your tornado precautions at the moment. This is a long highway. It looks like a 371 there, heading out towards 247. So this will be heading towards Pine Mill as the cell is continuing. And we're going to be seeing a couple more of this throughout the nights, my friends, here. We also are seeing some gusty winds with this system as it continues to come on through. So let's take another look here at the live radar. And we will also show you where exactly the storm is going. So we'll stop the loop here as well. And we'll also give you a track on where this is going right now too. Oh, there it goes. Finally, we have this tornado warning there till 7:30. So it's in this red box here. So I'm going to zoom out here at the moment and we'll let it pop up here. So I guess sometimes the graphic system decided to sleep on us there for a little bit. But we have that tornado warning for Wayne County. It does go till 7:30. So Wayne County, this red box does include Abramsville, Oregon. You're not in it, neither is Honesdale. But you can see this is exactly where that rotation was. It is radar indicated. Liz, let's put on the storm relative velocity, please, and also add a track on this one. And let's zoom in too for folks so that way we can get some of these towns to pop up for them. But we can see that this is that rotation again here that is continuing. This is in Wayne County, north of Honesdale. So this is north of Honesdale. That is continuing here as this cell continues moving through. And this, again, folks, Niagara, it's actually coming through you right now. So it looks like we're about 5 minutes with this track off. So add 5 minutes to these times that you see. You want to add about 5 to 8 minutes here. So Pine Mill, you're going to be right around 7:30, a little bit after that. And then Priceville, you're going to be a little bit closer to 7:40, it looks like here, because the cell already is going through Niagara, and you can see it's 7:10 on this, and right now it's 7:03. So there's your indication that it's a little off. But this is heading north of Damascus. So Damascus, your warnings probably went off on your phone unless you have a really new cell phone. Those tend to be a little bit more localized with the wireless emergency alerts. Older phones, especially if they are a lot older, are probably county-wide. So that can happen with them. It's just the way they were designed. But so just keep in mind, if you're in Damascus and you're saying, wait, why am I getting a tornado warning? Same thing in Honesdale. If you're in Damascus or Honesdale and you got a tornado warning on your phone, it's not including you. This is to your north. Niagara, you need to be taking your tornado precautions right now. Same thing in Pine Mill, Priceville, Abramsville, and then as it goes into New York State there, off to our north and east. Liz, let's zoom in here a little bit and let's see if we can get some of these roads to pop up for folks. So folks, if you know anyone who is driving on these roadways, please give them a heads up. Let them know that this is happening because it is heading towards the Pine Mill area. I know it's a little bit more rural out here compared to maybe Scranton and the Wilkes-Barre region or Williamsport, but still give them a heads up. Let them know this is happening because keep in mind, we also have a lot of trees, so it might be hard to see, especially with the sun going down. Rileyville, this looks like it's going to be passing just to your north and north there along Route 191 from Rileyville north. So if you are along that route, you want to make sure that you are taking those tornado precautions as well. We're also seeing a lot of rain coming through parts of northeast Pennsylvania. So as we zoom out here, we're going to show you a little bit more of what's going on in terms of the rain too, because we are seeing heavy rain moving through the Wilkes-Barre area, the Scranton area, Hazleton area as well. But this is the most pressing matter. So it's 7:05 right now, and we are watching this tornado warning that goes until 7:30 for Wayne County. Notice the red box. As long as that box does not go black like it did earlier for Susquehanna County, then it's radar indicated. As soon as that thing goes black, though, that means that the Weather Service has said that the tornado was confirmed. Thankfully, right now. It's just radar indicated, but you still want to be taking those tornado precautions. In particular, you want to be going to the lowest level, most interior room, and keep in mind that a tornado warning is when a tornado is happening or is about to happen. It's imminent. So that's what we're seeing at the moment. You want to make sure you're taking those precautions up there as well. We also have a tornado watch in effect. So this is still continuing, my friends, across most of our area here. We are still seeing a tornado watch in effect in eastern Pennsylvania especially. So we'll step over here. I'll pull this up here for you, the alerts, and you can see in terms of the watches, we still got that tornado watch in parts of western or eastern Pennsylvania. Now, central Pennsylvania, Williamsport, LaPorte, Bloomsburg, and west, they dropped you. Okay, so the threat for you is over. Same thing with Schuylkill County. Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, New Milford, Susquehanna County, and Honesdale, and Wayne County, as well as Pike and Monroe and Carbon. You're still under the tornado watch. It does go until 11 o'clock tonight. It's probably going to be dropped before that. I'll be honest with you on this one. It's going to be dropped because the threat's going to be done probably within the next hour or two as these storms push on through. So there will be no reason for it. But Bradford County, even for you, here, most of your activity is done at this moment as these lines can push on through. But just keep in mind, you got that tornado watch now in effect for eastern Pennsylvania here, even though we are just dealing with one tornado warning that's in Wayne County. And this is, like I said, this is going to happen in these situations. They're going to continue to just kind of pop up here throughout the region. And as soon as they do, we will jump on to let you folks know what's happening. So here's a look at we'll get the box here a little bit. Oh, let's get this here. Liz, are they seeing any type of damage with this cell as it comes on through? Because this is starting to get that nub shape again, this little rotation, that hook with it.
Nothing has been reported yet, Mike. I'm keeping an eye on it.
Okay, so they haven't reported anything yet. Well, that's hopefully a good sign here. Can we pull up the correlation coefficient? Let's check the debris tracker. All right, we are seeing a little discoloration, but it's broad. It's broad. And Liz, can we go back to the reflectivity, please, with it? And it looks, and we'll see if we might be going into hail. So we're just going to make sure we pause it right there, all the way at the end. Okay, yeah, because the radar beam, my friends, is up in Binghamton. So that's up by where it says tornado warning on the banner. So it's coming through a lot of heavy rain. And when you get that, a lot of times your correlation coefficient or your debris tracker might give you what looks like something, and it's not. If it goes into a blue ball, then we got something to worry about. But here's a look at what we got with that rotation here. Let's do another track with this. Here, let's make sure we get right on the edge of that cell as it comes on through. We want to even get right on the edge there for it. So this is where the rotation is, right there in central Wayne County, heading to the northeast. And as we time this out for you, Abramsville, 729, Callicoon there around 737, and Miles there around 741, and then we're starting to get into parts of New York as well. So if you know folks out there, please let them know as the cell moves in. Once this crosses into New York, or dissipates, we will go back to programming. Dyeberry, this is going to be to your north. You are fine. Same thing again in Damascus. You are fine. Narrowsburg as well. You are not included in this. But Dyeberry, even though it's right on the edge for you, you can see the rotation is not near you. So you're fine there in Dyeberry. This is just going to be heading towards Abramsville, though. So Abramsville, you need to make sure that you are taking those tornado precautions, going to the lowest level and most interior room as well. Liz, let's zoom out here a little bit. Let's do the entire DMA or the entire TV area, and we're going to look at storm reports. And the reason why, folks, is because we have had a couple storm reports I want to let you know about here. So when you look at local storm reports there, you're going to see a couple that pop up here in Bradford County. Also, we had some of those strong storms in Lewisburg and Salem's Grove area where they had some of that heavy rain. There were reports of the ponding in that area here too. And then we got the heavy rain now moving through parts of Monroe and Carbon County, especially Carbon County. You can see Jim Thorpe, you're getting a downpour right now, especially on the east side as 476 there. So anyone who knows someone along 476 from about exit 57 all the way up through Scranton, they're going through a heavy rain. So if you know someone there, just let them know, or just be aware that it's probably going to take them some time because they're driving through some really heavy rain here along the northeast extension right now. Again, right around the Allentown exit, that's around, say, exit 56, I believe it is, all the way up to Scranton, where you meet with I-81. So you just keep that in mind here. Liz, let's turn on the local storm reports if we can, and let's see if we can get them to pop up here for us. There we go. So this was the funnel cloud that we had earlier in Bradford County. That was one of the wall clouds. That's earlier in the day. This rain report was also from earlier in the day in Wilkes-Barre. But let's take a look at the ones in Susquehanna County, because that's kind of an indication of what we've got going on right now, or much closer to now, I should say, here as we take a look. So Birchersville there near Forest Lake, for example, trees down on the road. So even though it's not necessarily tornado damage, you're still seeing gusty winds, my friends, so you want to make sure you're taking these seriously. But we're also dealing with some, you can see a little flooding icon there and next to Lewisburg, heavy rain as well, some ponding on the roadways that's popping up here. So when we take a look at that one, for example, you're going to see like there's also heavy rain, where it had Route 45 closed due to the flooding west of Mifflinburg there in Union County near Hartlandton. So that was earlier today, but you get the idea. So having the heavy rain as well as the severe threat with these storms as they come on through. Liz, let's take the reflectivity here, and we're going to then go to Scranton and Wilkes-Barre, because I can hear the thunder outside. So we are seeing that rain moving through the area. So let's zoom in here into the Poconos region, the Wilkes-Barre, Jim Thorpe region, and you can see where that heavy rain is. So Wilkes-Barre, the heavy rain just came through. It's moving out for you. Tobyhanna, you're up next. This is coming through you. Blakesley, this is moving through you right now. So along 115 here, as you head towards Blakesley, that's heading out towards you, and then eventually into Tobyhanna. But as we take a look here, as we go back to that tornado warning, we're going to see that goes till 7:30. So that's another about another 18 minutes or so, unless they drop it a little bit. So. Let's go back up to Wayne County, please, if we can, and we'll take a look at that tornado warning here. And we're going to pause this for all of you so we can see it just popping up here right now. You can still see that it has that little bit of that nub shape. So we'll zoom in real quick, and we're going to get a really good idea of where this thing is. So here is this rotation. It's right here where my hand is. We look at the storm relative velocity, and we're going to see exactly where that rotation is. So it is broadening a little bit. That's good news. So you can see it's getting a little bit broader. So hopefully this is more of a transitioning to not a tornado threat. It'll still be strong gusty winds. And have they said anything there, Liz, about them?
Nothing yet, not that I'm seeing.
Okay, so they're not really reporting anything there on NWS chat, which is good news. And if they do, feel free to interrupt me and let me know. But as we continue to watch this rotation here, continuing to move through the area, there just to the north of the highway near Niagara. So this is heading again to the northeast. Let's time this out for you here a little bit. So we're going to put that tracker back on as this continues. And folks, I promise you, as soon as this drops, we will return you back to programming. I know a lot of you want to watch those shows. I get it, but we have a tornado warning right now. We're going to stay on and cover this. So we're going to try to redraw that. Maybe Liz, you're much better at it than I am. And let's see if we can draw that track again for folks here. As again, in Wayne County, along Highway 191 there, you definitely want to make sure that we're getting an idea where the storm is here. You want to take those tornado precautions. And you can see it starts going to Stalker and then eventually into New York there. But it's going to last until about 7:30, it looks like, before it starts moving out of Wayne County. As we zoom in here a little bit, here we'll get another idea, get some more of these towns that really pop up here. Pine Mill, you want to be taking those tornado precautions. Again, going to the lowest level, most interior room that you can. We'll clear that out so it's not busy. So Pine Mill, you're about to get some very strong winds, again, along Highway 191 as you head out towards Stalker and Abramsville. High Lake, you are in the tornado warning, but this is to your south, so you're okay there as well with this, as it is mainly going to be to your south with this one here. All right, let's zoom out. And right now, we're still looking at a little bit of rotation. Let's check the debris. We'll check the debris, see if we got anything here. A little bit of lowering, but not by much. It's probably just heavy rain that's coming in from there at the moment. And then we also have the hail that's potentially coming through here. So let's see if we got any bit of hail at the moment. So there's a little bit of hail. So just keep that in mind here too. Let's query this a little bit here. Let's see what we got in terms of sizes. All right. So about 1/2 inch in diameter, a little bit less than a penny, around a penny size hail coming through. So just keep that in mind. You might get a little bit of penny size hail coming through here. Can we also turn on the rotation or the shear tracks? And let's see what we got in terms of rotation here. Let's see if it's strong, because at least on the storm relative velocity, it looks like it might be gusting out. All right, yeah, we are seeing a little bit of the wind shear here, so maybe stay and just give a couple more scans, and if the threat diminishes, then we will drop off as well for you folks here, because like I said, I get it. Everyone wants to go back to their shows, but we still have this rotation again going towards the Abramsville, the Fremont area in New York, and also in there in Stalker. Liz, let's put it back on the radar, please, if we can. The regular radar, I should say. And we'll take a look again, that heavy rain coming through. And let's pause it here if we can. Yeah, this looks like it might be starting to gust out a little bit. So it might be becoming more of a straight line wind threat with this as it is heading towards the Abramsville along 191 there as well. Have they said anything about that? Or did they mention that it's doing it?
Nothing yet, but there is a flood advisory for Lycoming, Sullivan, and Tioga.
Okay, so in Sullivan and Lycoming County, you said there was a flood advisory. So there are, again, seeing that heavy rain continue with that area. Liz, we have a precipitation rate on there on the right side. It's right next to the one you see with the green. There, the precipitation right there. Let's just show you, folks, that we are seeing the heavy rain. So if we query this here, you can see we are seeing rainfall rates that are pretty high up. They're around 2 inches an hour. So even though you may not have gotten the tornado threat, you may not have got the damaging wind or the hail threat, but we are seeing a lot of heavy rain with these storms. It's humid out there. There's a lot of moisture in the air. So you are going to be seeing these storms potentially dump a lot of rain locally, which is why they're issuing those flood advisories. And Liz, can we go back to the rotation, please? And let's see, or I'm sorry, the storm, there we go. You know what I was saying, there we go. And then, okay, so we're still seeing here, looks like it's broadening out still. And let's go back here to the correlation coefficient real quick. All right. And then the rotation tracks one more time. Like I said, folks, if this begins to gust out, which I believe it's starting to, then we'll drop off here. So we're going to go back to live radar. We're going to pause it at the very end here. And we are continuing to watch this head towards 191 there, and also heading into parts of eastern Wayne County. All right, so we'll keep an eye on this here. We'll give it a few more scans, and maybe we can drop off early. But before that happens, let's take a look at northeast Pennsylvania, because right now that's where we're seeing all the storms coming through here. So I-81, if you're west of I-81 here in Susquehanna County, Bradford County, you are pretty much done. Same thing there in Wyoming County. You're getting a little bit of rain, but in terms of the severe threat, you should be okay. At this point, Scranton, you're starting to move out, and same thing in Wilkes-Barre. So we're starting to see that threat move out of our area, which is good news here, but we're still watching, again, that one tornado warning there in Wayne County. And Liz, we just had a lot of those ingredients together today. I mean, we had the shear, we had the instability, and unfortunately, those storms came to fruition a little bit. But I mean, folks need to be able to, or need to know that when there's a tornado warning issued, we're going to want you to go to the lowest level, most interior room, and that's exactly what hopefully anyone in these places are doing. So again, you want to be going into anywhere you see that green. Oh, that was way too big. Okay, we're going to do that again here. So let me clear that out. And can you pull it up for me, please, Liz, on that one? Let's try the house there. There you go. So that way I don't make it all over the place here, and we'll turn that off so we can actually read it. So we got the hallway, the stairwells, and the basement. That's their best places. You can use a bathroom or a closet. You just need to make sure it's windowless. All right, no windows with this one. And you want to cover yourself with a blanket or a mattress for protection as these go on through. I've been hearing a lot of dings over there. Any fears for us, or are they all out of our area?
This is out of our area.
Okay, so that's not for us. Okay, so again, folks, if you are in a tornado warning, even if you're not in one tonight, keep this in mind for the future, because tornadoes can happen anywhere and anytime. Hallway, bathroom, or stairwell or closet, as long as there's no windows. And basement is the best option if available. If you're driving, you want to pull off, and you want to go into a sturdy structure until the storm passes here with it. So we're still watching that one tornado warning here, continuing here for another 10 minutes. Hopefully Let's see if it's starting to move out. But we still got the radar indication. It's heading again along Highway 191, about to cross the highway there. It looks like near Abramsville. And Liz, if we throw on the correlation coefficient, let's again just check to see if we got something here. We're not, I know you see a couple pixels, but I think that's because you're seeing heavy rain, and probably because if the heavy rain's back here, you see the discoloration and then it continues. So that's usually a way to tell with it as it comes on through. So we'll look at this, and then can we tick on the storm relative velocity? Let's see if that's broad. Yeah, that's pretty broad. Okay, I think looks like this might start going to that straight line wind right here. It's continued for a few scans. Let's do that rotation track. Let's see if we have anything with that, and see if it's continuing. But this looks like it might be gusting out and becoming more straight line winds along Highway 191. Hopefully it is, because even if you get strong winds, it's usually weaker in comparison. You can still have tornado-like damage. You still want to take them seriously, but in terms of strength-wise, they tend to be a little bit weaker with it here. So if we put on the shear tracks with this, we'll see if we are still getting any higher, if we're still getting those high colors with it. But if those dropped off, then this is gusting out. Yeah, it's starting to lower a little bit here, so we'll see if it recycles. You can see it's cycling down here, where it goes light green, then it drops, goes light green, drops light green, and then continues throughout the area. In fact, when we query this, query the light green right here, let's see what we got in terms of it. And you can see the shear's around 35 miles per hour. That may not seem like a lot, but keep in mind that is you going one way and me going the other direction. So it might be, it's a lot more than you think. 35 is sufficient. So that is sufficient for there to be rotation near the ground. So we'll just let this go another few minutes here. This should drop off though, based on what we're seeing with the velocity. So we'll make sure. Yeah, it's getting that Boeing shape. It looks like, Liz, you're seeing the same thing too, right?
Yes, I totally see that, Mike.
And is the normalized rotation on the other computer, is that dropping as well? Here, because if that's dropping, then we're good. Or is it broad? Up there. Oh, that's broad.
Yeah, that's definitely really broad.
Okay. Yeah, master control. I think this is going to become more of a straight line wind threat. Everything is pointing towards it, so we can actually drop off here, I think. And now, if anything changes, we will let you know, but I do believe this is now becoming more of a straight line winds threat. If you're under this area, still pay attention and still take those tornado precautions. But guys, we're going to return you to your regularly scheduled programming.
We now join our regularly scheduled programming already in progress.
In a manner of speaking. Sheldon, I needed to stay.